Welcome back to the Dangers and Dragons podcast. It's where we uncover addictive stories and epic quests, legendary adventures that'll have you on the edge of your seat. I'm Adrian, your host for this wild ride.
And with me, as always, is our geek expert extraordinaire, Julia.
Ready to explore another tale that bends reality and leaves you questioning everything you thought you knew.
Always up for a good mind bender.
Today we're diving into a story about Maya, a teenager who starts hearing echoes of the future. But these aren't just any echoes. They're warnings of a devastating apocalyptic event, all linked to a comet hurtling towards Earth.
Oh, wow.
Imagine knowing something terrible is coming,
Yeah.
but not being able to convince anyone. That's the challenge Maya faces. And it's a chilling one.
Yeah, that's a nightmare scenario right there. I mean, talk about pressure.
Right. This idea of premonition.
Yeah.
Something that's fascinated people for centuries. What if we could get glimpses of the future? Would it be a blessing or a curse?
Tough.
In Maya's case, it seems like more of the latter. Initially, these echoes are just fragmented whispers, almost like she's tuning into a broken radio. Her family understandably dismisses it as stress or an overactive imagination.
Well, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Proving something that hasn't happened yet is almost impossible. It's like trying to convince someone of a dream.
Exactly. It's all in her head.
But Maya doesn't give up. Instead of crumbling under the weight of these terrifying premonitions, she becomes almost obsessed with deciphering them.
So she's taking this head on.
She is. She starts noticing patterns, connecting the echoes to things happening in the present, fault lines becoming unstable, bizarre weather patterns, even news reports about the approaching comet start to align with the fragmented messages she's receiving.
So the echoes are getting more specific, more grounded in reality.
Yeah, it's like pieces of a puzzle slowly coming together.
And a terrifying puzzle at that.
This idea of time distortion, where the future bleeds into the present. It's something you see explored in a lot of science fiction. But what's interesting about this story is that it raises questions about how much control we really have.
It really makes you think.
If the future isn't fixed, do our actions in the present have more weight than we realize?
That's a big question, one that philosophers have been wrestling with for ages.
As Maya grapples with all of this, she discovers she's not alone. Two others, Ben and Anya, are also plagued by disturbing visions of the future. Ben sees massive firestorms consuming everything in their path, while Anya witnesses scenes of widespread chaos and destruction.
Oh, wow. So she's not going crazy.
Not alone in this.
But can you imagine the burden of carrying those images in your mind?
It would be heavy.
Heavy doesn't even begin to describe it.
Having others who share the same terrifying experience creates a strange kind of camaraderie. But it also makes things more urgent.
Right, because now it's not just a personal burden.
Exactly. Now, it's not just about one person trying to make sense of these visions. It becomes a shared responsibility to warn others and prevent the apocalypse.
So they have to band together to try to make people believe them.
They become this unlikely trio, a sort of desperate early warning system.
Going door to door like, the end is nigh.
Kind of pooling their fragmented glimpses of the future. They try to convince anyone who will listen. But as you might expect, they're met with skepticism and ridicule.
Yeah, no surprise there. People don't exactly embrace doomsday prophecies.
It's like that old myth of Cassandra, cursed to always know the truth but never be believed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
We see this pattern repeated throughout history, right? People who speak truth to power are often dismissed or silenced.
It's a sad truth.
Makes you wonder why we're so resistant to uncomfortable truths, especially when they might be crucial to our survival.
Maybe it's easier to just ignore the bad stuff, hope it goes away on its own.
Maybe. Despite the backlash, Maya, Ben, and Anya persist. They manage to get some evacuations underway, push for the construction of seawalls, and even gain a bit of support from those in power.
So they're actually making some progress.
They are. It's a race against time, and they're doing everything they can to buy humanity a chance.
Against all odds.
But then, the unexpected happens. The comet fades, becoming nothing more than a distant memory. Life goes back to normal. People breathe a collective sigh of relief, believing the danger has passed.
So it's over.
Oh.
Like that.
Well, that's not the end of the story. A year later, on the anniversary of the day the echoes first began, Maya finds herself drawn back to the beach, the very beach she had warned people to flee.
Oh no, this doesn't sound good.
And that's when things take a truly chilling turn. She feels the ground tremble. But it's not an earthquake. It's something far deeper, more unsettling.
Deeper? What do you mean deeper?
It's almost as if the very fabric of reality is shifting. And just as Maya is trying to process this, She receives a desperate warning from Anya. But this isn't a phone call or a text message. It's a message transmitted through the very echoes of time itself.
Whoa.
Anya's voice, filled with urgency, screams, "Run, Maya! It's not the sea, it's—" But before she can finish the warning, her voice cuts off, swallowed by the shifting tides of time.
Oh, man, that's a cliffhanger.
And that's when the horrifying truth dawns on Maya. The comet wasn't the cause of the apocalypse. It was simply a marker.
A marker. So what was the real threat?
Their warnings, their attempts to change the future, created a paradox, a ripple effect that shifted the very nature of the threat.
Oh, wow. So they actually made things worse.
It seems that way.
This is getting really complicated.
It is, and we'll delve deeper into this paradox after a quick break.
Think about the implications of that for a moment.
Right.
They inadvertently created the very threat they were trying to prevent.
It's a terrifying loop they can't escape.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. A classic example of the butterfly effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something we often overlook in our day-to-day lives.
It's true.
Those small, seemingly insignificant choices we make can have huge unintended consequences down the line.
It's a sobering thought.
Ben, who's with Maya at the beach, comes to the same chilling realization.
They understand now that they are the key to protecting the world. But it comes at a terrible price.
Oh no, what do they have to do?
This is where the story takes a truly heart-wrenching turn. Maya and Ben realize the only way to break the cycle is to become part of it.
Become part of it.
They choose to send one final warning back to their past selves. A warning that will ensure they receive the echoes and continue the loop.
So they're sacrificing themselves.
Essentially, they're sacrificing their humanity, their future, to become guardians of time.
That's a heavy concept, this idea of giving up everything to protect others. It makes you think about what you would be willing to sacrifice for the greater good.
It does.
Would you be willing to give up your dreams, your aspirations, even your very identity to save the world?
It's a question we all hope we never have to answer. As they send this final message, the beach around them starts to crumble. But it's not a tidal wave or an earthquake causing the destruction.
What is it then?
It's the warping of time itself, a visual representation of their sacrifice.
They're literally becoming one with time.
They're becoming one with the echoes, their physical forms dissolving as they transcend linear time.
Wow.
And in this transcendent state, they wake up. If you can even call it waking, they're no longer human. Not in the traditional sense.
So what are they?
They're echoes, fragments of will given form, bound to repeat their warnings for all eternity.
That's both beautiful and tragic.
It's a bittersweet victory, isn't it?
Yeah, like bittersweet.
They're trapped in an endless loop, reliving the same events over and over. But their sacrifice has meaning. The world below is safer because of them. People live, laugh, love, unaware of the constant threat that's been averted.
It's kind of ironic they're giving up everything so that others can live normal lives.
Anya's voice, now tinged with a bit of static, a sign of her fading essence, reaches out to Maya. She offers words of comfort. Don't be afraid, Maya. It's bigger than ourselves.
Even in echo form, she's still trying to reassure Maya.
Even in echo form. Ben manages to add a touch of humor to the situation. Think of it as a really, really long-term community service project, he says.
He always was the joker.
And in that moment, Maya finds a sliver of peace amidst the sacrifice. They may be trapped in a loop, their existence fading with each repetition. But their actions have created ripples that will continue to spread throughout time. They become unseen guardians, their whispers echoing through the years, ensuring that humanity has a fighting chance.
It's a powerful image, these echoes shaping the destiny of humankind.
Their story is a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, the willingness to sacrifice everything for the greater good. But it also raises some important questions. What does it mean to have free will when your actions are part of a predetermined loop?
That's a tough one.
Can you truly make a difference when your fate is intertwined with the fate of the world?
These are questions that stay with you.
Questions that make you think about your own choices, your own impact on the world around you. Maya, Ben, and Anya may be gone, but their story lives on. A reminder that even in the face of impossible odds, hope and sacrifice can prevail.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. And don't forget to rate and follow the Dangers and Dragons podcast for more episodes of D&D, where we explore the depths of human experience through stories that challenge, inspire, and leave us wanting more. Until next time.
Stay adventurous, everyone.
Welcome back to the Dangers and Dragons podcast.
Oh man, what a story.
We've been exploring this incredible story of Maya, Ben, and Anya, who sacrificed their very existence to become guardians of time. Protecting the world from a threat it doesn't even know exists.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
It's a powerful concept, isn't it? These ordinary teenagers facing an impossible choice and ultimately deciding to become something more, something beyond human.
It's kind of like those classic superhero origin stories, but with a time travel twist. What strikes me is how the story doesn't shy away from the bittersweet nature of their victory. Yes, they saved the world, but at the cost of their own individual futures.
They're stuck reliving the same thing over and over.
They're trapped in this endless loop, their memories fading with each repetition. It makes you think about the nature of sacrifice and whether the ends truly justify the means.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
It also makes you consider what it means to be human. Maya, Ben, and Anya lose their physical bodies, their individual identities, but in a way they become something more expansive. Their essence is woven into the fabric of time itself.
So they're not just people anymore.
They're not just individuals anymore. They're part of something larger, something that transcends the limitations of our everyday understanding.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
What's really interesting is how the story contrasts their existence with the lives of the people they're protecting. Down below, life goes on. People fall in love, have families, pursue their dreams, completely unaware of the sacrifices made on their behalf.
It's kind of sad in a way.
It's a stark reminder that we often take our safety and security for granted, not realizing the unseen forces that might be at play.
Right, like we're just going about our business, oblivious to the cosmic drama happening behind the scenes.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are there other unseen forces, other echoes of the past or future, shaping our reality in ways we can't even comprehend? What if our lives are intertwined with these larger currents of time in ways we can't even begin to imagine?
Wow, that's deep. It's like we're all connected somehow.
But even though they're trapped in this loop, Maya, Ben, and Anya are not passive observers. Their whispers, their echoes continue to influence events, nudging things in the right direction.
So they're still making a difference.
They're like unseen gardeners, tending to the delicate balance of time, ensuring that humanity has a chance to flourish.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And that's where the story really hits home, I think. It's a reminder that even small actions can have a profound impact. We may not be able to see the ripple effects of our choices, but that doesn't make them any less significant. Maybe we all have the potential to be echoes in our own way, influencing the future through our kindness, our courage, our commitment to making the world a better place.
So it's not all about grand gestures. Even the little things matter.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this episode of the Dangers and Dragons podcast, I'm left with a sense of wonder and a renewed appreciation for the interconnectedness of everything. This story has challenged me to think about my own choices, my own impact on the world, and the unseen forces that might be shaping our collective destiny.
It's definitely a story that stays with you.
Thanks for joining us on this journey, and don't forget to rate and follow the Dangers and Dragons podcast for more episodes of D&D, where we explore the depths of human experience through stories that challenge, inspire, and leave us wanting more. Until next time, stay adventurous, everyone.